Hi everybody out there in Facebook land. My name is Danielle Kane, and I'm one of the admins, and I guess in a sense, founder, part co-creator of this page. I feel like you guys were due for an introduction and my story, so that you guys understand the driving force behind this. So, once again, my name is Danielle Kane, currently 30 years old, even though I don't look like it. And I'm currently a student at CCP, which is the Community College of Philadelphia. I did graduate back in May, June of this year. I'm just getting a couple of other courses out the way before transferring to Chestnut Hill College this January. My major now is human services and sociology. I have very, very wonderful professors, which in the midst of getting assigned this project, they understand that even though it may be hard for me, it's something I seriously have been wanting to do. I do have other group members in this group, and you will see them at a later point. And as I document our journey through getting this project off the ground and our panel discussion, I will be documenting and sharing everything in hopes that us paying it forward, us sharing our stories, being able to suggest help and be a guide for those that need it will help somebody else out a little bit more than what we had to work with. So, this page started off, or has started off, as a project in my sociology 115 class, which we study women and men in society in all aspects. So, naturally, I figure if I'm going to do a social action project, which is us trying to bring awareness to something, why not bring awareness to something that not only that I've been through, but seems to be a little bit too common. We decided that we wanted to do end abuse, more so rape culture, but I'm all for ending abuse all the way around, because in any form of abuse, that takes a toll on somebody, not just physically, but mentally, and some people don't fully understand that. So, I hope within me telling my story that somebody will understand that it'll be okay, that it's okay to ask for help, and tell someone. Don't ever hold it in. So, on that note, um, so here it goes. So when I was younger in my childhood years and throughout my teenage years, I was molested by at first my mom's coworker's son, and being a little kid in single digits, trying to comprehend what's happening, because for some reason he thought it was a turn on to do it to me while talking to his girlfriend on the phone. So of course I have a pet peeve about phones, obviously, a little bit during intimate moments. So I thought I had moved past everything. And then as I was growing up, somebody, in the midst of all of those things, one of my dad's best friends, which he no longer speaks to, would touch me and would want me to touch him. From the time I was in like 6th, 7th grade, all the way to my senior year of high school, where he finally decided to commit the act, which in turn has caused me to shut down by that point. And to make matters a little worse, from the time I was like 12, 13 until almost 22, a cousin that even though I forgave him, and still care about that side of the family despite how they feel about me, all those years, I felt like they were taken from me. From all the times that he would molest me and say he loves me and that nobody else would care and nobody else would believe me. And that went on for so long. It kind of screwed me up dating wise, because it was like he was territorial of me. Any man that came near me, he tried to run off. And that just made things a little worse. On top of the fact of when I finally, well, not even me, an ex of mine at the time I had just started talking to, had seen me not only exit a horrible abusive relationship where a guy tried to kill me, he heard or overheard my cousin trying to rape me one night, and granted, he tried to help the best way he could, but for some reason he didn't understand that I had rather everything happen to me than to my sisters, and him and his dad decided to remove me from my family's household because it seemed like I wasn't able to function. However, with me leaving, my cousin decided to do it to my sister, and I still feel like on some days that part of that is my fault, even though I know it's not. Even though I know that she doesn't blame me for it. But there are days I really think that. Like, what if I had just stayed and continued to take the abuse? So for a long time, when I should have gotten help, I didn't get it. When I want to talk about things, it just seemed like nobody really believed me. And the people who did decided to try to use it for personal gain. So for a very long time, I was hurt, emotionally and physically. And it got to a point where I had made up in my mind that I want to be a pediatric nurse, but realized I couldn't do that without getting help or getting treatment for all the years of abuse I had suppressed because they were resurfacing, and decided to get help. One of the hardest things I've ever done in my life. But thanks to my wonderful therapist and psychologist, I actually graduated with my associates and now have a scholarship to go get my bachelor's and master's. When I walked into therapy, I was nervous because I'm not good at talking about myself. As y'all can see, I'm kind of stumbling through this whole entire story and whatnot, but my therapist helped me feel comfortable enough to start talking, so that I can get my anger under control, so that I can get my depression and PTSD, which is post-traumatic stress disorder. I have an anxiety issue, things that are typical after what has happened. So thanks to them, my health has been getting better because mentally I've been getting better. And I will never be able to honestly thank them enough for them helping me get part of my life back. Just like there's a small group of friends that have done that for me, have been there. No matter how bad it's gotten, they've been there. And I'll never be able to tell them thank you either. Enough for allowing me to try to get my life back. I know it's still the beginning of my journey. It's probably going to be far from over. But I hope with this page, even after this project is done and over for this class, that I, and if my classmates choose to participate, continue to pay it forward, continue to make people feel like they are, to not only, feel comfortable enough to talk or whatnot, but feel comfortable enough to tell somebody, to get help. Whether it's me, my group mates, my classmates, anybody. If you feel like you seriously need help, we'll guide you in that direction. But I had made a promise to myself that if I could, even if it's just one person, make sure that they got the help they needed and that they didn't feel how I felt when I was going through everything and felt like I didn't have a choice and felt like I wasn't cared about or loved. That has to be one of the worst feelings I would ever consider to be horrible. And even on my worst enemy, I wouldn't wish that on them. So, on that note, hopefully you guys will enjoy watching our journey. We thank you guys for visiting. Thank you for understanding. Feel free to shoot us a message. And we hope to see you guys more in the future. Until then, bye. And, enjoy your weekend. And always remember, if nobody else cares, if you feel like nobody else cares, you still have us. You have outdoors, anything. And I know it sounds weird right now. I know the context may sound funny, but I guarantee you, as Denzel Washington would say, that when you need the help, when you're ready for the help, it'll be there. We'll be there. So, invite your friends. Keep a lookout for our post discussions and everything else. And see you tomorrow.